Welcome to Scouting for Growth. Health insurance was designed to pay claims. But what if the real opportunity is making sure fewer claims need to happen in the first place? We are entering a new era where the most forward-thinking insurers are no longer waiting for illness. They are designing for wellness. Where personalized care pathways powered by data and human agent teams are replacing reactive coverage with proactive continuous support. This is the shift from payer to care partner, and it is redefining what health insurance can be. And today, I am delighted to explore this transformation with someone who is leading it from inside one of the world's largest insurers. My guest is Xavier Lestrade, Managing Director of AXA Health International within AXA Global Healthcare. Xavier leads a business that serves internationally mobile individuals and organizations across the globe. Think about people who expect seamless, high-quality health experiences wherever they are. Under his leadership, AXA Global Healthcare has moved beyond traditional insurance products toward an integrated membership model where prevention, personalization, and digital engagement sit at the heart of the member experience. Why does this conversation matter now? Globally, healthcare spending continues to rise, yet outcomes are not improving at the same pace. Chronic conditions account for a growing share of claims. Members' expectations are shifting toward wellness and prevention, and insurers face a stark strategic choice. Remain the entity that pays when things go wrong, or become the partner that helps things go right. At the same time, AI and digital health technologies are making personalized care pathways possible at scale. From early detection of stress and sleep disruption to proactive interventions tailored to an individual's life stage, location, and health profile. The question is no longer whether this shift is technically feasible. It is whether insurers have the ambition, the partnerships, and the operational discipline to make it real. Xavier brings a rare perspective on this. He operates at the intersection of global health strategy, digital transformation, and member experience, where the rhetoric of customer centricity meets the hard reality of execution across geographies, regulatory regimes, and technology partners. In this episode, we will explore what convinced AXA Global Healthcare that the traditional payer model was no longer enough, strategically or economically. How the shift from insurance products to membership experiences changes the way success is measured. The real integration challenge behind building personalized all-in-one health platforms across multiple markets will be the next topic we will tackle, and what personalization actually looks like when it is designed to make a health membership feel indispensable, even when no claim is being made. This isn't a conversation about innovation showcases. It is about execution. What happens when an insurer stops talking about becoming a care partner and actually starts building like one? It is about trust, ambition, and the operational courage required to redesign health insurance from the inside out. I am Sabine VanderLinden, and this is the Scouting for Growth podcast. So let's step into the frontier and explore what health insurance becomes when it is truly built around the people it serves. Bonjour, Xavier.
Bonjour, Sabine.
Merci beaucoup. Well, thank you very much for being here with me. Today, we are not here to talk about apps and pilots and sandboxes, right? We want to talk about execution. We are in a world where things are moving very fast. One of the key concepts we talk about is frontier transformation, and we are going to dive into that. At AXA Global Healthcare, I know you are looking at building a business which is focused on care paying or moving away from paying, but becoming a partner of your members. Can you tell us what that entails, and can you introduce yourself as well?
Thank you, Sabine. It's a pleasure being with you today. So I'm Xavier Lestrade. I've been running our AXA Global Healthcare business now for the last 4 years. I'm a veteran of AXA. I've been with the company for 31 years, and I had the privilege to be an expatriate most of my career. And if I tell you a bit more about what are we doing at AXA Global Healthcare, it's part of AXA Health International, which is our new insurance and reinsurance company dedicated to international health and protection insurance and reinsurance in AXA. And at AXA Global Healthcare, we are kind of the private banking of health insurance. Our members, like members of a private club that we serve in 200 countries around the world, are expatriates, diplomats, wealthy people, individuals willing to access and navigate the best of healthcare in the world.
So Xavier, when you look at those members, those wealthy expat members of within 200 countries, you said, part of your offering, we know that the traditional insurance model for some is broken. Or maybe let's say we are moving to a much more hybrid model. What is, in your view, the way we actually move from the traditional model to the new model you're actually putting to market today?
Let me try to answer in a slightly different way. We are a payer of claims. That's what we do as insurers. We mutualize risk and we help our clients to go through a number of risky situations and we pay claims. I wouldn't say the model is broken, but fundamentally, when we look at our ambition to really disrupt the market, if I take an example, and you are a business traveler, I'm sure this example or this analogy will work for you. Can you imagine today a luggage without 4 wheels?
I could not.
You could not.
You know, I'm a lady with big and small luggages, and so I need those 4 wheels.
and what a core innovation for the luggage industry that we've just forgotten. It's done. And I think in the way we operate as insurers, we can work on our core to transform our core. This is what we've tried to do in AXA Global Healthcare to bring 4 wheels to our luggage. In practical terms, today when you buy insurance, health insurance, you pay your premium usually with your own credit card. And if you need to see a doctor, you usually pay the doctor with your own credit card, and you will eventually claim to get reimbursed the amount you pay to. That's what we do every day in our business in 200 countries. And we reimburse claims in 2 working days. And we've got a net promoter score of plus 65, so all good. But at the same time, it's a bit weird to pay twice for a service you already purchased. This is why we introduced to our members on their mobile phone, in their Google Pay or Apple Pay, a digital payment card where they pay with this card using their phone. They tap on the terminal of their doctor, assuming it's a Visa-compatible terminal, take a picture, and go. They don't claim anymore. They don't use their own money. They use a credit card from AXA Global Healthcare in their mobile phone. So that's what we've tried to bring to really disrupt the experience of our experience on our core business. At the same time, as we want to gain market share in this very attractive market, we set an ambition to enter the top 3 by 2030 for AXA Global Healthcare, and we're number 4 today. So differentiation really matters for us. We're very proud of the quality of the experience we provide to our members, but we wanted to go one step beyond. This is why we've been working on bringing this all-in-one app, building bridges between wellness and prevention, virtual healthcare, and insurance into one app, helping us to orchestrate the journeys, the patient journeys, the preventative, the healthcare journeys of our members.
What I hear, Xavier, is you are moving from pure insurance products to delivering members experiences which are highly unique and differentiated. How do you do this consistently, and how do you measure success?
Starting with measuring success, basically we have 3 objectives that we pursue with this strategy. Number 1 is differentiation. Number 2 is containing claims cost, optimizing claims cost. And third, improving our cost to serve. Number 1, we track our closing rate, retention rate improvement as part of this strategy. Number 2, how the average claims cost using our technology, not using our technology. And the last one, we're seeing improvement in our cost to serve because we have much more self-servicing from our members.
One thing we talked about a bit earlier is that concept of frontier transformation. So now I would like to introduce that concept a little bit more. AXA Global Healthcare, right, is a frontier market player. What does that mean is its intent is to provide intelligence on tap, human-agent collaboration, and where every human become agent bosses or managers. That also entails that we have to look at 3 different levers. The first lever that actually we've probably experienced in 2022, 2023 was we use AI as an assistant. Let's say we put a prompt and we actually get a response. The second phase is when you and I start working as a team on a project and start delivering value for our organization, leveraging that technology. Today, we are moving to a phase where every human will be leading systems. They will be human-led, system operating environment, ecosystems to deliver value to the members, to our customers. That requires a lot of capabilities behind the scene. So building a one-in-whole experience sounds really elegant for many out there. But it's rarely done, I think, in our industry. There's a lot of market players still trying to create this all-in-one experience. What were the biggest integration challenges that you faced when you started building this new proposition?
I would say 2 main ones. One, which might be a bit surprising, is by assembling this experience, merging, connecting insurance, payment technology, healthcare, we actually were coming from the insurance world and we underestimated how much the need for understanding deeply the regulatory requirements of the payment industry, the financial services industry, the healthcare industry, and especially that we want to orchestrate and simplify the patient journeys and the members' experience, the data protection challenges, because we were connecting 3 different regulatory frameworks, which are not by design connected. And we were quite confident we had a lot of experience on regulatory matters, but limited to insurance. So that's probably one of the lessons learned for us is embarking from the beginning of the transformation, experts in those regulatory topics, which are beyond our own ecosystem that we are trying to integrate, and bringing people who have the capacity to understand what we are aiming to do and see how we can best navigate within the regulatory boundaries in a smart way. So that's probably one of the challenges we faced and we've tried to improve over time. The second is we are an insurer. We're not payment platform technology experts. So what we've done, we've leveraged one of our strengths, which is insurers are not too bad at orchestrating ecosystems. If you look at car insurance, home insurance, we've been for decades orchestrating systems and players. And we've been leveraging this advantage by partnering with fintech, insurtechs that are specialized in this field, some large global players such as Visa, to help us build this all-in-one experience and digital platform to bring this knowledge and expertise that we don't have.
It's interesting, right? Because we are talking about frontier healthcare, insurer, healthcare firm, and we have to go beyond the boundaries of our own industry if we want to be successful today. I remember last year talking to the regulators, and they were telling me that there were at least 70 regulations that came out in 2025. And those included not only insurance regulation, but financial services regulations. And today, to be able to be effective at what we do, governance and ethics, which is one of the key pillars of becoming frontier, you have to understand DORA as much as FIDA, as much as IDD. And I'm using all those acronyms, the EU AI Act, and new ones coming like the EU DI wallet regulation coming at the end of the year. So Xavier, as this platform matures and engagement deepens, Where do you see the greatest strategic value? Could that be retention, satisfaction, risk understanding, something else completely? What is the outcome you can achieve for your members? Looking at all those different criteria you need to look at every day.
I would say the three I mentioned, out of the three, differentiation, bringing a different proposition to the market, experience for our members to attract and help us achieve our ambition to accelerate our growth and gain market share is where we want to make a difference. It would be the number one. At the same time, it goes a bit beyond what we are discussing today, but we health insurers, we are on a mission. We are on a mission to fight medical inflation and to make access to healthcare sustainable. And we do that on a global scale. And what we're trying to do also will benefit our members and the sustainability of what we're trying to provide to our members in terms of access to healthcare. And obviously, we can definitely improve the cost to serve, the productivity, the efficiency, and the impact into the price we offer to our clients.
So today, when you look at all your members, they already benefit from a lot of value from the services and the capabilities you are putting in their hands on their mobile device. Peace of mind, wellness, prevention, which is becoming more and more understandable now in the industry what prevention means. It goes beyond coverage, right? How does personalization really fit within this equation? Partly when you start thinking about personalization at scale.
We had a very nice discussion yesterday with Sébastien Gaudin from the Care Voice and a few industry experts at the InsurTech event in London. And we were discussing this very topic of personalization in health insurance. And where are there boundaries? Are there frontiers we shouldn't cross? I personally think that as an insurer, as a professional risk manager, we should provide the option to our members, to our clients, to have choice. Some of our clients are very health conscious. They want to invest in their health. They might have chronic conditions. They want to invest in their health. We should be able to provide them an experience and a proposition where they can, with us, invest in their health and improve their health eventually. And this should come with a differentiated pricing proposition for them. Some of our clients don't want to engage into guided, orchestrated, preventative and healthcare journeys. That's their choice. But at the same time, we should be able to manage different pools of risk and provide options to our members. And if I look at other segments of insurance in the car insurance industry, if you want to pay your insurance premium based on how you drive, this is mainstream now. You can buy this type of insurance and your premium, what the price you pay will depend on how you drive. But that's not the only option. If you want a standard car insurance, you can still buy a standard car insurance and the price will be different. So, it's kind of helping our members and our clients understand that they have propositions and we can help them if they want to invest in the health and get the return on this investment.
Looking at the future and looking at the way you are shaping your proposition, because I remember you saying to me, Sabine, we're on a journey, right? There's still a lot of work to be done. So when you look at that member experience, how do you see yourself becoming indispensable in their lives?
The dream we have is to position ourselves in the eyes of our members as their medical concierge. The person they come to when they've got questions regarding preventative health, care, and the different aspects of the management of their health. One of the challenges, because some of the market players have tried to deliver this service on a human basis, which is extremely expensive, especially when you do it on a global basis. So I think we've got now the opportunity with AI, Gen AI, blended with human, to create a very value-added experience for our members where they will come to us to, if they're on a business trip on a Sunday night, feeling very bad, contacting us for helping them either organize a video conference with a doctor or eventually an admission to the next hospital that is of high quality where they are at the moment, which is a place they might not have any knowledge of the healthcare system. So that's the way we could help them on the go.
So when I look at all the amazing work you have done, Xavier, with your team, I want to repeat that it is not simple. It is a journey, right? We touch upon governance and ethics, but for that to be successful, right, you have to deliver and implement internal capability. You also have to use external capability. So where the ecosystem partnership comes into play. You just mentioned AI, working with the human. You need to integrate AI and make sure that the human and the technology can work as a team. But there are other levers, such as change management, leadership, flexibility, and agility. Could you tell us what are one single lever, what you've done, very unique when you look at the AXA Global Healthcare team and the success you have achieved for the group over the years?
One is not a lot. I think the first step we took is when we designed this strategy, we realized that our starting point was we needed to invest in our people. So we started by investing in our people, in the capabilities, in the know-how, the knowledge, and it was a very key part of the start of the journey. I think the second one I would mention would be building this ecosystem of partners, of leaders who are, in the health tech, in the insurtech, in the pay tech industry that can bring you something that we would have struggled to build by ourselves. And really, this is the exciting part of the journey, because we are a very large company at AXA, and we are partnering with young companies, with creative entrepreneurs, and we're trying to find a model where we can share value in a sustainable way for the two partners and make our teams work together with different cultures, history of practices. And that's the exciting part, I think. It's still a challenge, but we're on our way.
So people listening to this conversation would include other insurers, but they will include also a lot of tech partners, potentially fintech, paytech, insurtechs, health techs, but also potential members for AXA Global Healthcare. What would be one signal you would like them to remember when you look at a partner? What would be one commitment you would like them to remember when you think about future membership to the global AXA healthcare proposition?
I would come back to we are on a mission. And this is probably one of the biggest challenges for the society in the world for this century, medical inflation, and making sure that accessing to quality healthcare is something that can be sustained across the world. And I think we insurers, we have a key role to play to fight medical inflation. And what we've discussed around orchestrating patient journeys and so on and so forth, it's one of the very key levers to fight medical inflation and to achieve our mission to make healthcare accessible and sustainable for the future.
Well, Xavier, thank you very much for joining me today. Before we wrap up, let's pause for a moment. What this conversation with Xavier makes clear is that the future of health insurance is not about adding digital features to an old model. It is about fundamentally rethinking the relationship between insurer and member, from transactional payer to trusted care partner. We are moving beyond coverage that activates only at the point of crisis into a world where insurers engage continuously, where personalized care pathways anticipate needs, where prevention sits alongside protection, and where the membership experience is designed to feel indispensable, not invisible. The real question isn't whether this shift will happen, right? It is already happening. The question is who will lead it and who will still be catching up. Will health insurers remain the entity members think about only when something goes wrong? Or will they become the partner members trust to help things go right, proactively, personally, and at scale? Because in the end, the most powerful insurance isn't the policy that pays the claim. It is the partnership that prevents it in the first place. If today's conversation sparked new questions, challenged old assumptions, or gave you a glimpse of what is possible when execution meets ambition, I invite you to keep exploring. Share this episode with a colleague, continue the discussion, and most importantly, ask yourself, what would it take for my organization to stop acting like a peer and start building like a care partner? If you enjoyed this discussion, make sure to subscribe to the podcast too and DM me on LinkedIn to let me know what you would like me to dive into next. This year, the Frontier Firm project is in full swing. Today, I unpack what it looks like operationally to become a frontier healthcare player, one that drives intelligence on tap, human agent teams, and care pathways that actually change lives. So please leave a 5-star rating. Your ratings and comments are so valuable. I am Sabine VanderLinden, and this is Scouting for Growth, where we don't just talk about the future, we design for it with you. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep scouting the frontier.